Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and I am a Reiki Master practitioner. I also happen to love ASMR, and I think the two pair really well together. For this session, we are in my bedroom, and we are going to be doing a session all about moving from a place of love. So I'm going to start by putting on my Reiki jewelry. This is just some jewelry, a few pieces that I really like to wear for these sessions for you, the collective, primarily because they have a wonderful sound, I think, and because they are very special to me. So I think it's nice to kind of have a little uniform to do these energetic healing sessions on you. But I hope you're doing as well as possible. This is one of my favorite pieces. And when I wear it, I feel like a Grecian goddess, or some kind of, like, I think one of you said it seems like I was an energetic warrior or something, and I thought that was such a cool comment. So yeah, I like that. So the setup is a little bit different for me, but I hope that you like it. And let's go ahead and get started on this energy session. So we did a Reiki session, sort of a POV Reiki session in here in this room recently, where we sort of did a focus on, based on what you were moving through, moving from a place of love. But I really wanted to be able to provide a focused video, kind of more focused on that theme, because I think it's a really important theme. And I wanted to do this more about kind of connecting in the mental plane, connecting with this idea of resonating here in the heart space and thinking loving thoughts, filling our minds with loving, tender thoughts. And I just thought that might be a really nice focus for a more up-close and personal session. So we're going to start by lighting our candle and setting that intention for this session. candle is a black pine and oak moss with fragrant notes of peppermint. Fragrant notes of peppermint, vanilla and pine. Peppermint and pine with a specialty wick. Doesn't smell an awful lot like any of those things, except I suppose vanilla a little bit, and maybe oak. It's a little earthy and a little sweet, but I don't smell peppermint, pine, I don't smell peppermint or pine. However, it's delicious. It smells delicious, and it also sounds delicious. When we talk about moving from a place of love, what I really want to focus on for that is how can we, rather than moving from a place of judgment or fear or reactionary perspective, that we can do our best to move towards aligning in the heart space and aligning our thoughts with love. Now, this doesn't mean that we let people walk all over us or that we disconnect from our emotions, response to people, that we ignore our own feelings and triggers. Doesn't mean that, but rather what I am encouraging you to do for this session, and myself as well, of course, is to practice a daily reminder to try to respond with love, to try to think loving thoughts, to try to send love to people that you might be sending other negative thoughts to. And it's just a practice, I think you might find that it'll make you feel better too. Sort of like selfishly motivated to do good deeds. But that's okay. I got these beautiful matches off of Etsy, and the woman who makes them, the shop is gorgeous. I'll show you again here. The little blue-green, can you see that? No. The little, there's a moon with a few flowers that looks like maybe a rudbeckia rose and something else. Some kind of, looks like a rose, maybe a daisy, maybe a peony, something like that with some greens and with a crescent moon. It's really pretty. It has the match tape on the what's it called? Striker tape on the bottom, and then it has these, I got the kind of blue, green, gray, blue match color. My eyes are kind of a gray, green, blue. So I don't know, I'm usually drawn to that color. Okay, can you see? Alright, this is our slightly crackly wood-wicked candle. So now I'm going to place my hand outside of your heart center, and I'm going to set our intention for this session. Now feel free to place your hand outside of your heart center or on your heart, whatever you feel comfortable with. And we will set our intention here together, really resonating with our heart space, opening up in this space as much as we can right now. So on behalf of your highest, wisest, most empowered and aligned self, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session for moving from a place of love, responding from a place of love, thinking thoughts from a place of love. I guess moving towards love, that's what we're trying to do here. So if you would like to clarify this intention, feel free to use this flame to do so now, as long as it's in service of your and everyone else's highest, wisest selves. I will honor that intention and see it through time and space to where and whenever you happen to be receiving this. Okay, cool. I'm going to place this here. And now I would like to put on a little bit of hand cream. So I use quite a bit. I have quite dry skin, and it's very cold here. Okay. So we can start to really call into sort of the best of our ability a sense of grounding now. So are your feet on the ground, or are you lying down? Are you seated with your feet on the ground? Maybe you're seated with your feet up. Whatever it might be, whatever part of you is touching the ground, or whatever part of you is being held up by something, whatever part of you is being cradled by gravity, I would like to invite you now to focus on that space. So for me, it's my glutes are being held up by the edge of my bed, and I have my feet, actually I have my feet on a few yoga blocks, but I have my feet firmly planted on these blocks, and the blocks are stacked on top of each other on the ground. It's because I'm not very tall and my feet don't reach the ground. So, but that's what's holding me up. So I'm just going to focus on where my foot is hitting that block and really focusing on that sensation. What is that sensation? And I'm going to focus on where my bumski is being cradled and held by my bed, and focus on that sensation of being held and supported. So whatever part of you is being held up, just focus on that space, that connection, and just for a moment here together, let's just sense into that. So you are held, you are supported. That's the foundation for this practice. You are already in a state of being supported. So if you're feeling at any point like you need to reground, perhaps consider returning to that consciousness. Just the awareness of the connection that you have between your physical body and the support beneath you, holding you up, holding you up, holding you up. Just think about that sensation, return to that sensation, be present with that sensation. Okay. Lovely, 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 lovely. I have now some mist that I'd like to use, but I'm actually running out, so I was thinking that you could help me. Let's see, here's my basket. Here is my basket. There we go. And I am going to use some essential oils. To fill up our smudge spray. This little essential oil kit is actually new, but it has some good ones in here. So I thought we could decide here together which one to use. Some of my favorite combinations are lavender, tea tree. Tea tree is my favorite, but actually from a grocery store that used to be near me. I love all tea tree, but that one was really, really good. I wish I had the bottle to show you, but it was from Lassen's. Lassen's grocery store. Like Whole Foods store is a fancy pants store, but I was in Los Angeles. In any case, I like to use lavender, tea tree, frankincense, cedar woods. Those are probably some of my favorites, just for general use. But I like rosemary. I love using rosemary for anything that has to do with focus or memory stuff. I like using eucalyptus for awakening my senses. Lemongrass I like to use to invite in some like sunny energy, vibrant energy. Lavender is great for soothing. Okay, so we have here orange, rosemary, we have lemongrass, we have frankincense, tea tree, eucalyptus, and lavender. There's one is missing, and it's peppermint. And that's because I keep the peppermint oil in my kitchen. I like to put peppermint oil. I like to use it on my sponges and underneath the sink. And also I like to put it in the bottom of the trash can and in the bottom of a trash bag to make it smell cleaner to me. Okay. So which of these do you think sounds like you would like to add it to our little bottle? Okay, great. So let me take that one out. Okay. Okay. And which other one? Okay, great. Great. Any more? Okay, great. Very good choices. Very good. Very good. And here's the spray bottle that I'm going to use. I always keep my spray bottles for a really long time. And when I moved recently, I got a new spray bottle. And this one is called Smudge Spray from Earth Home Co. This is the original smudge spray, but it hasn't been that for a long time. I've filled it many times since. So we are going to fill this up with your delicious choices for this session. But it's actually very similar to this. So what do you think? Do you think we can leave this in there? Okay, good. Yeah. I think it's quite nice, and I think it'll be a good combination. Alright. So, let's start. I think we'll do 4 drops of this one. I was like 4.5. Yeah, that was a good choice. Now we'll add let's do 6 of this one. That smells really good. That really kind of rounds out that other one. And then I think we only need 3 of this. Yeah, I don't think we'll need that many. It's interesting when you start to play around with essential oils and making your own blends. You just sort of, I don't know, naturally start to realize what works and the strength of certain ones, yeah. And that you don't often need that many. Put this lid on. And I'll have to grab that other one from the ground. Okay. Be right back. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So these are in here now. We can actually probably probably mix them up a little bit. Like that. But now let's add a little bit of moon water. I have this moon water here. And this is a very special pitcher from France. I got it with my mom in 1994. And so when she passed away, I took it. And I had forgotten that it existed, but I was going through her things and found it and was like, oh my gosh, that's so fun. So anyway, it's a special one for me, but it's a lovely one for putting moon water in and then charging it. So that's kind of fun. I am going to pour it in here. Okay. Let's see, hopefully this can work. There we go. Lovely. So this is your own little spray. That's kind of fun. So usually what I do is I charge my moon water a full moon, and I will either surround it with crystals or write something underneath it that I want to charge it with, in this case love, under the large pitcher, and then you can use that moon water throughout the month. Anyway, okay. So then you gotta make sure it's nice and shaken up. Oh, you did such a good job. It smells delicious. I'm gonna spray now to your right. Now to your left. Now down at your feet. Above your head. Okay. Great. Doesn't that smell nice? Yeah, I think it's good. Okay. What it mean to you to move from a place of love, to respond from a place of love. This, like I said, doesn't mean that we don't have boundaries, don't live firmly in our power. It doesn't mean that we deny ourselves in order to love others. It means that we do our best to resonate on a frequency of loving presence. So very often what we like to do from a spiritual perspective is connect first with our own healing, because it's really important to sort of put your oxygen mask on before you help others put theirs on. So this means that you'll be more capable of helping others. And this is why this kind of work, even just watching an ASMR video and relaxing and taking care of yourself and de-stressing can be so important, because it just means that you're giving yourself time, you're honoring your own needs, and you're just trusting that relaxing and rest is sometimes the most important, most productive thing that you can be doing. So we want to start by looking here and looking here in the heart space and in the mental plane. So what's going on in these spaces when it comes to your responses? How are you naturally kind of responding to things around you? And how might it be different? How might it shift if you were to take the approach of moving from a place of love, thinking from a place of love? How might that change your interactions? I'm going to draw the sacred symbols with a little bit of incense here. Okay. Actually, I'll use this sage. I have a large sage bundle. We'll just use that instead. Then we can do some deep clearing here as well. Okay. Now I'm just going to move through your energy field and clear and cleanse. Clear and cleanse with this smoke. We have this flow of Reiki healing energy passing between us. And now we're clearing anything that's blocking this connection. Clearing anything that's preventing you from aligning with your highest self, with loving presence. Clearing and cleansing. In what ways could you move and think with more love for yourself? Are there ways in which you respond to perhaps moments of vulnerability or moments of anxiety or shame, or maybe when you've made mistakes, maybe when you've let yourself down or disappointed someone else? Are there ways in which you speak to yourself that perhaps are blocking your connection to love, your dedication to moving from a place of love? Is there something that's blocking that when it comes to your self-talk? It's totally natural, but it's also important to recognize how we speak to ourselves, and it might be really awesome to start to reframe that. Start a practice, a daily practice of reframing the way you speak to yourself. Okay, very good. Very good. Just putting this out. This may be too squeaky for you. Okay. Very good. Alright. So now, what I'd like to do is place my hands on the crown of your head, and I'm going to send healing light into your mental space. Send this healing light into the mental plane, and I'd like to just invite you, just for today, just for tonight, anytime you might be tempted to think a negative thought about yourself, imagine what it might feel like to think from a place of love. So, a nice way of connecting with that could be thinking about someone that you love. This can be made particularly easy and accessible to us typically if it's like a child that we're connected to, whether that's our own child or like a niece or a nephew or a cousin or something. Someone that you just love and would never want to feel bad. And start to maybe invite, just for today or for tonight, this filter that says, I'm not allowed to say it to myself if I wouldn't say it to that person. Okay. Just for tonight, we're going to practice that. Just for tomorrow or whenever. Just for now. Just for right now. To see what would happen. If maybe you did your best to replace whatever negative thought you either are thinking or were going to think with a loving thought, a thought of compassion for yourself. I think when we get bogged down by all of these negative thoughts, we can sometimes start to move through the world in a more negative way, bring more negativity into our interactions, and it can block us even further from connecting with love. So my hope is that we can all move together in this direction of self-compassion that can then spread like wildflowers. We can spread these seeds of compassion that we've nurtured here inside of ourselves, and then we can cast them out in our lives, and hopefully others will pick up those seeds and sow them, nurture them, and then cast those seeds, and we'll have wildflower meadows filled with love. Okay. It's so fun to have you so close. Okay. No. Okay. So I'm just placing my hands on the crown of your head. Now, imagine, if you will, warm, glimmering light entering in through the crown of your head and swirling and swimming, filling up your crown of your head. This light clears any blockages that enter in here. Now imagine this beautiful light swirling and swimming, filling you up. And imagine that it starts to trickle down, trickle down, trickle down into your heart space. Into your heart space. So this glimmering warm light moves from the crown of your head, cascading in through the universe, down through the cosmos, through the clouds, the treetops, down through your roof, your ceiling, down into the crown of your head, picking up all of this beautiful glimmering light on the way. So by the time it reaches the crown of your head, it's so bright, so shimmery, and it comes in through your crown, and it swims and swirls here, swims and swirls, and moves in, and down, and down, and down, and down, and moves into the heart space, moves into the heart space, moves into the heart space. Placing my hands on your heart space here. Filling you with love. Filling you up with love. I think when we decide that we're open to the possibility of seeing things through the lens of love rather than through the lens of fear or judgment or resentment or disdain, contempt, then if we choose to see things through the lens of love, I think it can start to transform our entire lives. I think it can start to align us in a deeper way with our highest self. I think our highest self is love, loving presence. Okay, my darling, you did a great job. Now, I think it's probably time for you to go to sleep. Okay. You are divine. You are connected. You are You are loved. You are so loved. You are strong. You are creative, and you are emotionally balanced. You are safe. You are safe. I am filling you up with my love. Just the remainder, sort of like thatching. I'm just thatching the outside, thatching your roof with love. You're filled up with love on the inside of the house, and I'm just capping you off, just thatching. Okay. Alright, have a beautiful rest of your day or night. And until I see you again, be so well. These are the ritual healing boxes. I just wanted to show you inside. This is actually the self-love box. Each of them come with 2 crystal-embedded tea candles and 3 gemstones. So this one has a rose quartz, a green aventurine, and a unakite. Love that for self-love. They come with the same large incense cones. This one is a gardenia. And with this rose and vitamin E anointing oil. So it's rose with a vitamin E carrier oil, and that's just to kind of anoint yourself. You can do it on pressure points. I like to do it on my temples or behind my ears. And then you can have them in this box. Just kind of keep them here with your crystal collection. So the link is in the bio if you're interested. Thank you to everyone who's purchased one, and I hope you feel the love that I put in them. Okay. Snuggle up on the pillow. She just wants cuddles. Come on. For today's video, I just wanted to do a little chakra activation. And just doing a little bit of balancing and aligning. But this is a new kind of video for me. I usually, speak directly to the collective instead of the individual. So that always happens when I'm trying to do it like a perspective. Maybe your perspective on things is a little clouded at the moment. I'm not sure if that resonates with you, but that's what I'm getting here. But just sort of being aware of what is coming in so that we can be more prepared to make that decision. I love metallic sounds. There's like clicky clacky sounds. But it does have kind of a funny smell. I'm not gonna lie, when I first used it I was like,